Hello. Well, if you've got high blood pressure, there's a specific test that I would like you to perform on yourself, like today, if you haven't been diagnosed with this condition already. The reason for this is high blood pressure is strongly associated with this condition, and there's a very good chance that even if you got mild hypertension, that you probably have this condition. You may just not know it. But don't you worry, because I'm going to give you a live demonstration on how to actually perform this test on yourself at home. What am I talking about? Well, you stay tuned and I'll see you in a couple of seconds.
Now for today's 2020 idea to better health, please welcome on stage Dr. Joe.
Welcome back. I'm Dr. Joe of the drjoe.com. Now, if this is your first time on this channel, can I extend a warm welcome to you? This is your home of 2020 ideas for better health. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please do subscribe, and also please do not forget to click on the notification bell, because that's how you get notified of future videos that I make. So today's topic is about insulin resistance and high blood pressure, and I cannot believe I've not spoken to you about this before, because this is so important. In fact, what we call essential hypertension, some people feel we should stop calling it essential hypertension, because essential hypertension means hypertension of unknown cause, and some people now believe that actually what we call essential hypertension is actually due to insulin resistance, because of the close relationship between insulin resistance and high blood pressure. Why do some people think that insulin resistance is the reason we develop high blood pressure? It's because when you got insulin resistance, you're going to have high insulin circulating in your blood, and when you got high insulin circulating in your blood, the tendency is that your kidney is going to reabsorb a lot of the sodium back into circulation. Of course, when sodium is absorbed, water follows, and then of course your blood pressure rises. Another reason is that if you've got this hyperinsulinemia, which is high insulin circulating in your blood for a long time, that also leads to fat deposition on the walls of our arteries. When that happens, of course, the arteries harden up, they become inelastic, and then of course high blood pressure as well. So that's the reason why that relationship actually exists between insulin resistance and high blood pressure. So what I want us to do today is I want us to screen ourselves. We need to self-screen ourselves for insulin resistance, mainly because insulin resistance does not actually produce any symptoms. So you might have insulin resistance and you don't know that you actually have it. But if you've got high blood pressure, then it makes absolute sense that you should screen yourself for insulin resistance, because you can actually do it with a simple home test, and I'm going to demonstrate that for you today. Now, all you need is a simple tool. This is it. That's a glucometer. This is the one I have in the house, and I will encourage you to get one for yourself, because we need to screen ourselves for insulin resistance. Because if you got insulin resistance, what's going to happen is you're also going to have high levels of blood sugar. So if you got high blood sugar, then there's a very good chance you got insulin resistance, especially when you've got high blood pressure. So that's why we're going to screen ourselves with this simple tool here. Is a glucometer. This is a glucometer, and I like this one because it's a 3-in-1 one. You've got the lancet there, you've got the test strip right underneath there, and then you've got the glucose meter itself. So I'm just going to test myself to demonstrate. Now, what I want you to do is a fasting blood sugar. So you wake up in the morning, you haven't had anything to eat or drink, get one of these. I'm going to leave links in the video description. You pick up one of these for yourselves. So you wake up in the morning, nothing to eat or drink, test your blood sugar, and that one is called a fasting blood sugar, okay? And it should be less than 5.6 or 100 milligram per deciliter, depending on where you live. Okay, so let me test myself and see what my fasting is going to be this morning. So this is the tool. I'm just going to turn it on. Okay, I've just turned it on. Okay, it's been turned on now. So I'm just going to prick myself. I don't like this. It's painful, but I've got to do it. Ouch. So we're just going to squeeze out a little bit of blood. Sometimes it doesn't flow very well. You might need to prick yourself again. This one is, I think I didn't do a good prick there. So let's go for this. Right, so this is a sample of blood. Okay, so I'm just going to put that onto the test strip. That white thing there is a test strip. So we just wait a couple of seconds, and we're going to see what the reading is going to be like. So mine is 4.8 this morning. Okay. Okay, so this is my fasting this morning. So long as it's less than 5.6, you're fine. Now, that 4.8 is actually high for me because I tend to run between 4.0 to about 4.6. But of course, I'm doing this presentation, so that comes with a little bit of stress. And that also shows you that stress can actually raise your blood sugar levels. That 4.8, the equivalent of that in milligram per deciliter is 86.4, because you just need to multiply by 18 and you get it in milligram per deciliter. But that is still normal. So long as you're getting readings of below 5.6 millimole per deciliter or less than 100 milligram per deciliter, you are fine. That is normal. Let me just give you some more clarification on how to interpret the results. So, how do you interpret the result? Well, do not panic. It's very simple. And I'm going to give you a clear guidance right now. So, when you pricked yourself and the blood glucose monitor gave you a result that is less than 5.6 millimole per liter, this is the unit that is used in Europe, or less than 100 milligram per deciliter, this is the unit that is used mostly in North America. If you got either of those results, less than 5.6 or less than 100, then you're fine. You've got a normal fasting blood sugar. But if on the other hand, the reading you got when you pricked yourself and the machine gave you a reading of between 5.6 to 6.9 millimole per liter, or if you're in North America or whatever country you are in that uses milligram per deciliter, if the machine gave you a reading of between 100 to 125, that is not a normal result. That means you got pre-diabetes. Okay? You've got pre-diabetes. Now, we're going to take things a little bit further. If the result you got when you pricked yourself is 7 millimole per liter or higher, or you got 126 milligram per deciliter or higher, that's the equivalent of 7, then to all intents and purposes, you've got type 2 diabetes. This is a fasting blood sugar, okay? Just a reminder, we're talking about fasting blood sugar. So if your fasting is between 5.6 to 6.9 millimole per liter, or between 100 to 125 milligram per deciliter, then you got pre-diabetes. And if it is more than 7 millimole per liter or 126 milligram per deciliter or higher, then of course you've got frank type 2 diabetes. Now, the distinction between type 2 diabetes and pre-diabetes is mainly purely academic. Obviously, the type 2 diabetes is worse than the pre-diabetes, but essentially the management of both conditions is the same. So what next? Well, what you should do is actually book an appointment to see a doctor to confirm the result, and I can almost guarantee that the result is probably going to be the same. And after that, what do you do next? Well, you have a chat with your doctor as to the plan going forward. So that is how you can actually run an insulin resistance test on yourself at home. It's very simple. All you need is a kit and you're good to go. Now, I'm going to leave links down below down there for you to pick up this kit so that you run this test on yourself. Now, one more thing. You need to run this test on 2 separate occasions on 2 separate days. So you wake up in the morning, nothing to eat or drink on 2 separate days, 2 separate mornings. Do this test on yourself, and if you get in high levels, then of course you've got insulin resistance. It's as simple as that. Now, if you got some value from this video, as usual, give it a thumbs up. Please share this video with your friends, family and colleagues, or anybody who you think may benefit from actually watching this video. If you got any comments, please leave your comments down below. As usual, if you haven't subscribed yet, please do subscribe. I think that's about it. Until next time, well, this is Dr. Joe actually signing out.